Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to take you along as we do a small makeover on our bathroom in our fixer-upper. This space is pretty small, and for now, we're just going to be doing some more minor aesthetic updates to it. In the future, we'll tackle it a little deeper by replacing the toilet and putting down a new floor, maybe getting a new vanity, not totally sure yet, but for now, we're just going to give it a little bit of a facelift, get rid of some of the outdated fixtures and the hot pink walls, and just spruce it up a bit. For this project, I used Rust-Oleum's tub and tile paint for the first time, so if that's a product you are interested in or thinking about using, stick around. I'll show you how the process of using that went and how it ended up working. So first, let's take a look at the before of this space so you can get a feel for what we're working with and how we're going to transform it. So here's what we're working with. The first step in this project was to clear everything out and remove the wooden towel holders and shelf. I'm assuming they lived on that wall for quite some time because they took some of the wall and paint with them when I pulled them off. Next came putting down some painter's tape and putting newspaper around the areas that I was going to spray paint.
You didn't see the point. I said we should get married. He actually wished me luck.
Maybe Kiddo could try some.
Hey, I didn't steal his trash.
For the pieces I couldn't or chose not to remove, like the light fixture, I used a priming spray paint followed by a black industrial spray paint to give it a more updated look. This is obviously better done outdoors, and I made sure to set up many fans in the bathroom to air out the space as quickly as possible. I did the same with the ceiling light fixture and fan cover, but chose a white final coat for those to match the ceiling. After that, it was time to prime the walls, the mirror, and the vanity.
I can't
probably should have done this before priming, but oh well. I used a putty to fill the areas and holes left by removing the wooden fixtures, let it dry, and then sanded it down before painting the walls their final light gray color. I also used several coats of ultra white paint on the wooden mirror edging and vanity, and then it was on to prepping the tub and tile. The first step is to remove any old caulk and then use an abrasive cleaner and scrub everything down super well. Once that's rinsed down and dry, come in with a 400 to 600 grit sandpaper and make sure to cover all surfaces you'll be using the tub and tile paint on. Also make sure no dust or debris gets left behind when you're finished. Then it's time to mix up the paint. The kit comes with 2 parts, the liquid activator, part A, and the paint base, part B. Give both a good stir before pouring the activator into the base, and then continue mixing until they're well combined. To apply the tub and tile paint, I used a foam roller and a high-quality edging brush. I know my roller is pretty small, but I wanted more control over the painting and also to be able to ensure the paint was getting into all the tile grooves, and that was just easier for me to do with a smaller roller. I let each coat dry for a few hours before applying the next one, and the kit also recommends using the paint within 6 hours of opening it, so keep that in mind if you don't use the full thing in one go. 1 can was the exact amount needed to cover all surfaces in our bathroom, and it took me 3 cans to fully cover everything thoroughly. Once it had fully dried, I caulked around the tub and then headed outside to give the tub fixtures a coat of the same black industrial spray paint I used on the light fixture. To add a fun, creative touch to the space, I decided to paint some little flower designs on the wall to sort of mimic a wallpaper, which I had a lot of fun with. After that dried, all that was left was to put on the finishing touches. Here's a look at the final result. So now that this project is complete, I want to give a little bit of a review and some of my thoughts on Rust-Oleum's tub and tile paint. I was a bit nervous to use it, I'll admit. Mostly nervous of how it would hold up with water, obviously, how well it would cover the tile and specifically the tub. I was quite scared that I was going to go through the process of doing all of this and painting the tub only to have the paint scuff or fade quickly or peel off when I took a shower or a bath for the first time. So I was slightly apprehensive. That being said, we weren't ready to fully go all in and replace the tub completely. And we were also a bit afraid of ripping the tile off of the wall and that it would bring drywall with it. So after doing some research, it did seem like the best option for the kind of smaller scale renovation that we were looking to do right now. Overall, I'd say I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of the tub and tile paint. A few notes for those of you who are maybe interested in trying this product yourself. Number one, I will admit when I first combined the two parts, the paint base and the activator liquid, I got a bit scared that I had used too much of the activator liquid. Pouring in the whole can does add a lot of thin liquid to the can and fills it up to the brim. So as I began to stir it, I worried that it was going to thin it out too much or not combine well enough, but never fear, it just takes a bit to stir together and fully mix. I recommend adding a little bit of the liquid at a time and then stirring the paint up just to have it mix together more easily than dumping the whole thing in, but either way, it works. A second note on this product is to make sure that you're applying a thick enough coat in each layer to fully cover the tub or tile. At first, I think I was trying to use it a bit more sparingly, which was fine, but it does let the tile behind show through. Or if you don't use a thick enough coat, it will result in having to do more coats on top, which is just more dry time and more work for you. So make sure you're applying it thick enough, but not so thick that it's dripping because the drip marks will be quite visible. I ended up using 3 coats to cover all of the tile and the tub, and that worked pretty well. I'd say the coverage is nearly perfect. There are just a few spots where it was a little thin, but I also had quite a bit of area that I was covering with the paint. So just keep that in mind. Don't be too light with the coats that you're using. Along those same lines, I learned that it's really important to make sure that you have fully cleaned and sanded and primed the tub and tile or the area that you're gonna paint. Any sort of little debris, dust, dirt, whatever that's left on the tub and tile is gonna create bubbles when you try to paint over it, and then those bubbles just show right through to the core of the tile or the tub, and they also leave a space for water or other things to kind of get into. If that occurs when you're painting, you can scrape it off and start over, but it is pretty time consuming. So just make sure that if you do start to paint and you're seeing lots of bubbles, go ahead and wipe it down, clean it really well, make sure that everything is pretty spotless before you paint, just to avoid future problems. All of that being said, I would definitely recommend Rust-Oleum's tub and tile paint to anyone looking to do a more cost-effective, quicker remodel on their bathroom or perhaps their kitchen or anywhere where they're looking to just spruce up some old tile or old sinks, tubs, that kind of thing. So far, the paint has held up really well to the shower and to water on both the sink and in the tub, so I'm very, very happy about that. Fingers crossed that in the future it continues to hold up this well, but I am very pleased with the result and again with how well everything is lasting. Another important note, especially if the bathroom you're going to be redoing is your only bathroom like ours, the tub and tile kit recommends waiting 3 days after painting before exposing this product to water. So just something to keep in mind, that whatever space you're painting is going to be out of commission for at least 3 days, if not a little more, depending on how long it takes you to paint it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful if you're looking to use tub and tile paint for the first time or looking for some inspiration and ideas to renovate your bathroom or another space in your home. If you enjoyed this video, we would really appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more fun home renovation projects coming, as well as some travel adventures, so definitely stick around. We have a lot of exciting things to come, and thanks again for watching. See you next time.